said to me, Skippy, my sisters, Norman and Eileen, want to nominate me for the, I can't remember the correct term that was spelled. Basically, it was like elderly citizen of the year, something like that person. Senior citizen. Senior didn't have elderly, did it? That's too rude. You're not an old person. You're only 30 years older than me. And he said, I'm not too keen on it, really. He said, I'm not too keen, I feel a bit embarrassed to do it, but they really want me to do it. And what he'd like to know whether you'd be my nominee. I was driving to Brisbane at the time, and I've got to tell you, I stopped the car, and I actually had a tear in my eye. This great man had asked me to be his nominee for some award. And it was just another case of a wonderful situation that I found myself in with Percy. So Norman and Eileen done a wonderful job. They sent us a lot of information about Percy's life. And I said to him, I want to go and do more, and I want to go and a few hours with Percy to really pick his brain about some things. And I was astonished. I was absolutely astonished at what he'd done, and a few people would know, not in council, but behind the scenes and right across Queensland. I mean, premiers ran this man, he ran premiers. So, it's not just, we look at the museum here, and we look at Nambour Dam, and he and his co-partner, Keatsy, they used to call him Batman and Robin. This is Batman, Keatsy and Robin. But, so we put this nomination together, and we sent it up to council. And I'm not going to read out what it was like, the headlines, but I'll just read out the things that we wrote and sent in. I'll briefing it up because it took me here and there. Percy was appointed Wondai Shire Council in 1967. He served 37 years on council and 22 years as mayor. He spent some 15 years on the southburnett hospital boards. As a lifetime farmer and had enduring interest in primary production, serving Queensland Grain Growers Association as Secretary of a ranch and a delegate in district and state council levels. He served on committees marketing whole shipments of grain into world markets. Now that would have been at the very early stage of marketing grain in Queensland, in this country. So he was a pioneer in that area. And it's not easy to get into markets overseas, believe you me. He had a lengthy involvement in tourism, leading to a long period of membership on the Fraser Coast Tourism Board, keenly assisting at displays and shows such as the World Expo Brisbane and the Newman's Trade and Area Expo. Whilst involved with council and electricity, Percy was able to obtain some substantial federal and state funding to further recreational developments of Nambour Dam and extending power services. This is his vision, this is the vision that this man has. And extend power services over vast areas of farming, grazing and residential subdivisions that didn't have power at the time. So he tied that in with Nambour Dam to get hit. And I don't take it, Keatsy was a big help to you, Percy too, wasn't he? We recognise that. The major tourist attraction, the Southburnett Timber Museum in Wondai, as a result of the Percy idea, and only came to fruition by the determination and perseverance of the man. Funding was initially knocked back, but he refused to accept the result, and eventually extracted funds from two different sources to establish a building that thousands of tourists now visit each year. I've mentioned about the band, we had 72, so 73 years in now. He's always grateful for the honour of having recognition based upon Coronation Park of Victory in his name. Recipient of an award for the member of the General Division of the Order of Australia, AM, and the Centenary Medal for contribution to Australian society at a time of celebration of the Centenary of Federation. I'm just trying to cut this short so it makes sense. Anyway, it talks about personal goals. It says many of the above category could be described as personal goals, but which went far beyond any personal goal. Percy's satisfaction with his above achievements would come from the fact that his work had helped countless people lives and would help make the region a strong and viable place to live. Percy is not a person who ever looked for praise. And when I took this document in for Percy to have a look at to see that he thought it was okay, after I read that, he looked at me and he said, "Skippy, you're far too kind."